This is Reviewer03, bringing you a review of Gunparade March, also known as the anime which really pissed me off. Why? Because this show had so much potential, but it made so many unnecessary mistakes. Like this whole teenage relationship crap, I don't get it. I never had a relationship or a girlfriend. In fact, I'm still a virgin, at least I think I am. There was this one girl which said that I slept with her when I was drunk and that she was pregnant or something. 2 days later, her dead body was found in the river. What? That wasn't me. That was those damn penguins. I've been warning you about them since my tutorial video. Roswell 1947. Those were no aliens, they were penguins. They have been working together with the Nazis since 1945 in order to take over the world. Now this might sound like crazy talk, but I have 100% genuine and absolutely not altered photos as proof. See? Just look at all the evidence. Alright, let's begin with the review. Gunparade March is set in Japan in the year 1999, over half a century after an alien invasion which devastated nearly all of Earth. And the story revolves around a military unit consisting of teenagers and their battles against these aliens. The main characters include Atsushi Hayami, Mai Shibamura, a guy who throws up when he talks too much, and around 15 other people. So why did this show piss me off? Because it's inconsistent like hell. For example, despite being an anime about alien invaders, around 3/4 of the show revolve around a teenage love relationship between Hayami and Shibamura and the attempts of their schoolmates to bring them together. Therefore, the whole alien invasion setting strikes me as unnecessary. Another thing is that the characters act and behave absurd sometimes. Oh, our close friend died in battle? Let's forget about that bitch, that was last episode. Let's not mention her ever again. Wait, who are we talking about? It doesn't matter anyway, because she won't be mentioned anymore. Yet another thing I had problems with is the massive amount of unrealism in this show. So around 90% of the planet have been overrun by aliens, but in Japan it's business as usual. And fighting alien creatures who wiped out the Wehrmacht, crushed the Red Army and annihilated the US Army? I guess our best shot are 15 to 18-year-olds then, because for some reason the aliens have to be fought by teenagers. All the adult soldiers have apparently something better to do. Now, all the flaws mentioned so far could be perhaps overlooked, but unfortunately the real problem cannot be ignored, which is lack of explanation. You don't get to know why the aliens are here, if other parts of the world are still intact, etc, etc. The animation of this show is decent, but even for its time not very impressive. Although I have to say that I like the conservative old school style animation of this series. As for the soundtrack, it had the same problem like the Elfenlied soundtrack. There was one song which was magnificent and genius, but the rest of the tracks were nothing special, and overall I missed some variety. The only really good thing about this show was the romance. The teenage love story between these two is just sweet, and I found it refreshing that it wasn't too sad. So I'm giving the show a good 4 out of 5 points. This may seem surprising, but let me explain. Yes, this anime has many flaws, but despite this fact it was so good sometimes that I just didn't care. It had great romance, great drama, good action, I liked the animation style, and the first minute of this anime is one of the best introduction sequences I have seen in a long time. Alright, in most cases the review would be over by now, but this show has a second season called Gunparade Orchestra, and although I don't like to review animes by their seasons but rather as a whole, I have to in this case because the two seasons are worlds apart. I'm not even sure if I should call Orchestra a second season, it's just set in the same universe as March. Okay, so Gunparade Orchestra is basically the same as Gunparade March, only far worse. It has crappy animation, horrible characters, and those damn penguins. And it's also quite deceiving, since it tells 3 completely unrelated stories of 3 unrelated units. The first 9 episodes tell the story of these guys, which are dumped and replaced by these guys in episode 10, which are dumped and replaced by these guys in episode 18. The first 9 episodes dealing about the first group were okay and quite interesting, but the other 2 groups were just awful. So I have to give this anime a bad 2 out of 5 points.